tuning in to EskimoTV, your home for icy and chilly movie reviews. I'm your host, Jason Escamilla. The Hate You Give is directed by George Tillman Jr. and is based on Angie Thomas's 2017 novel, which I have not read yet, but it has been praised by several people. Several of the students that I actually teach are currently reading this in their English classes, so I was actually kind of excited to see what this movie had to say, and I'm happy to say that The Hate You Give is an eye-opening thrill ride, and I had a very good experience watching this movie. Star Carter is a 16-year-old who has two worlds she lives in. One is in her poor and mostly black neighborhood, and the other is at a rich and mostly white prep school. At a young age, Star is taught by her father to be extremely respectful to police and to always be compliant. Star's world is turned completely upside down when she witnesses her childhood best friend Khalil get shot and killed by a white police officer. The movie focuses on the messy aftermath as Star tries to figure out what she should do in order to stand up for what is right. This movie has a very relevant Black Lives Matter message that is very important for our world to hear today. The theme is explored in a perspective that is not often seen, and I think many people who don't understand the dilemma that the African American community faces will be informed in a very captivating way. The characters in this movie mostly all felt very real. Particularly the main character, Star, who is played by Amandla Stenberg, and Star is having conflicts with how to respond after this traumatic event that she has witnessed. There's a scene where someone is trying to convince Star to go on television and speak out about what she saw and what happened. However, like any parent whose number one priority is the safety of their child, Star's mom discourages this. I liked characters' reactions to different scenarios because they all felt very realistic. I love how this movie accurately reflected some real current events that haven't really been discussed too much on film. There's a scene where the school is walking out to stand up and support Khalil, who was killed, and Star gets extremely irate and angry when she sees this because most of these kids participating in this walkout event are just using it as an excuse to leave school and are not truly passionate about what they are skipping for. As a teacher, I've seen walkouts. They're a real thing. The school that I work at facilitated a time students could participate in a school walkout last year. And I myself was a bit bothered by some of the students, not because students were standing up for something that they believed in, but because several are doing it because their friends are doing it or because they don't want to be in class. And I've always felt like doing that was disrespectful to the people who are genuinely passionate about the circumstance that they're walking out for. And it was refreshing to see this main character who was involved in the violence share the same frustrations that I've had against people who use a situation like this for their selfish benefit. This is a really good movie. The only complaint I can really think of is that it does squeeze a lot into the 2 hours and 12 minutes. I can definitely feel the novel being pieced and formatted for a movie. There's so many different characters. The film has to keep up with all of them, from Star's family, black neighborhood friends, white prep school friends, and then there's different gang members. The film does an excellent job at balancing all of them, and I honestly don't know what they could have done to fix just this overcrowdedness that I felt. They want to be loyal to book fans, and many of these characters played important roles. There's one white girl character that had an important message that I wouldn't say to cut, but if they were forced to cut something, I think that this character would have been the only thing that they could have possibly cut. Other than that, I think that The Hate You Give is a very well executed movie that is relevant to current events that are going on in our world. PG-13 is the rating, and that's mostly for language and violence, so younger kids may need to wait to see this movie, but I do think it's something that everyone should see at some point. It is enlightening and gives a new perspective on this topic. I'm gonna give The Hate U Give a B+. I love talking about movies, but one thing I love more is talking about movies with you. So if you have a question or an opinion that you'd like to share regarding The Hate U Give, leave a comment so we can have an ongoing conversation. You can also follow me on social media at EskimoTV. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, if you enjoyed this review, like this video, make sure you click right here and subscribe for more icy and chilly EskimoTV reviews.